Hi guys, I'm Jordan Smith, President and CEO of Rapido Trains Inc. And today I've got our first production N-scale LRC coaches and club cars. I've got 3 of the clubs and 4 of the coaches, and in just a moment I'm going to unbox them and we'll have a look at every single one. Okay, so let's open up the first car here. This is the business car or the Via 1 car, depending on the era you're modeling. So we'll take the sleeve off, and as you can see, we've got the nice cardboard sleeve with the LRC car wrapped around it. Let's put that aside. Of course, you've got your jewel case. Take off the lid. And as you can see, as soon as you open up the package, we've got the optional stirrup step detail parts. We've left those in the poly bag to be added afterwards. So we'll take off the lid. And first thing you've got here is your handy dandy lighting kit, lighter. That's for the interior lights, which we'll be showing off later in the demonstration. Then we'll just take the car, we'll lift it out with the plastic wrap, that's to prevent the scuffing, and put that aside. And there you have it, that is the rebuilt business affairs car. So I'm going to put that aside for one moment, and I'm going to unbox the rest of the cars. Okay, so let's start with the coaches. So right in front of me, we've got the Amtrak LRC cars, and yes, they did have those. Next, we've got the early as-delivered version of Via. They ran until about 1998, 1999. Next is the Canada version, and many of these are still actually in service in their earlier paint with the Canada logos. And finally, the rebuilt LRCs with the new logo and the green scheme. So on the Amtrak cars, these were delivered as kind of a demonstration to Amtrak in the early 80s. They only lasted for a few years, but these cars actually eventually went to Via, and they used them on the International until about 1994. Repainted for Via too. So you can see we've got the Amtrak style split windows and the beautiful red, white, and blue paint. Next, we've got the as delivered car. This has got the original blue and yellow and the gray. We've got the brown interior seats, as they originally had. Later versions, this is the 90s and newer versions, they have the green seats. This is when they were reupholstered, as well as the big Canada logo and the Canada flag. That is the original big Via logo right at the end there by the vestibule. And finally, the modernized version, these were rebuilt by Industrial Rail Services in the early to mid 2010s when they received this green paint scheme. Okay, I've got the club cars in front of me now. First off, we've got the as delivered version. This is also known as the Via 1 car and has the appropriate logos on each end, as you can see there. Next, this is the later, of course, the 90s and newer version of Via 1 with the updated logos as well as the safety markings on the roof. And finally, we have the modernized and rebuilt club cars. Now, by this time, they were the business affairs cars, as they're now known. And this is actually a new tooling for the body. They blanked off some of the windows and during the rebuild to modernize the car. And one cool feature, you've got the Wi-Fi rack antennas on the top of the car. These were installed when they were rebuilt and are still on there now. So let's look closer at the details here. We've got diaphragms, we've got the HEP cables as separately applied pieces, and marker lights, of course. We'll have a look at that in a few minutes because they actually operate. We even have the little etched gate just at the end of the door there. Otherwise, these cars are actually pretty simple in terms of their construction. You've got the underbodies, which were pretty clean. You didn't have any underbody equipment or anything like that. There was the kind of the skirting that went over all of that stuff, so you didn't really have much to see there. But we've replicated that as well. Okay, so I've taken the shell off of the Via 1 car, the as-delivered Via 1 car, and as you can see, we've got the seating here. This is the original 2-in-2 configuration. Later on, and we've replicated this in the business affairs car, it was changed to a 2-in-1 seating for more space. So at this end, we've got the bathrooms, which we've included, we've included the toilet and the sink in there. The other end, we have the baggage racks, the little kitchen prep area, and the little two prongs you can see sticking up there. That is the contact plungers for the electrical system. So instead of having wires going all through the body, we've just got these little plungers which connect to the light board. And as you can see, we've got several SMDs, micro SMDs, on the circuit. We've got the big capacitor at the end here, so you've got flicker-free lighting. And also, of course, the markers at each end, which are activated with your handy-dandy lighter. One other thing that we haven't looked at yet is the trucks. So these are full inside bearing trucks, and they roll quite nicely. We'll show you that in our test video. And again, you have a good look, especially with that nice gray color of the underbody with that the curved kind of skirting to cover up all the equipment. Okay, now that we've had a quick look at the details and unboxed these cars, we do need to show these on a layout. I guess we have to throw it to Jordan once again at the Scarborough Club. So Jordan, take it away. That's awesome. I'm back here at the Scarborough Model Railroaders layout in Scarborough, and now I've got the LRC cars with me here, and we're going to go over the lighting functions. Let's have a look. Activating the lighting on your LRC car is extremely easy. Using the handy-dandy Magic Wand that comes with every model, just wave that over the center of the car to turn on the interior lights, and then towards the end of the car, just wave it over that to activate your rear end marker lights. And each car has the markers on each end, so whichever direction you're going, you can have them on. Okay guys, thanks for joining me here once again at the Scarborough Model Railroaders layout in Scarborough. Don't forget, the LRC cars in N-scale are on the way from the factory right now. These should be arriving any day and will be hitting dealer shelves shortly afterwards. Now we expect these to sell out really quickly, so don't hesitate and get your orders in. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day.